Today we're diving into one of the most ambitious infrastructure projects happening anywhere on the planet, India's massive metro build-out. We're going to see how the country is literally laying down the arteries of a new nation, transforming cities and connecting millions of people like never before. Let's jump right in. So, how do you really see a country's vision for the future? Well, you don't look at the grand speeches, you look at the spreadsheets. The real blueprint, the actual plan, is often tucked away inside its budget documents, and that's exactly what we're going to unpack today. So first, let's get the big picture. This whole thing is about so much more than just pouring concrete and laying down steel tracks. It's about a huge, high-level strategy to kickstart national growth and, really, to turn the hopes of over 1 billion people into something real you can see and touch.
And this right here is the core idea. The entire government strategy really hinges on this one concept, using massive infrastructure investment as the engine. It's the tool to keep the economy growing fast and, maybe more importantly, to deliver on the promises made to its citizens.
You know, none of this is happening in a vacuum. It's all guided by these core principles, pulled right from those budget documents we talked about. And the phrase that really jumps out is people-centric development. It means that every single project, every rupee spent, is ultimately framed as an investment in making people's everyday lives better.
Okay, so let's see how this grand vision actually hits the ground. These metro projects, and they are absolutely huge, are still just one piece of a much, much bigger puzzle. The real strategy is to weave together a comprehensive transport network that covers the entire nation.
And that's the crucial point, right? They're not just betting on one horse. The government is pushing hard on all fronts at the same time. We're talking brand new highways, new long-distance railway lines, and these massive urban metros. The goal is a truly integrated system.
And this chart just puts the incredible scale into perspective. Take a look at these numbers from the 2026-27 budget. The metro projects get a serious investment, almost 4,500 crore. But that's placed in the context of over 36,000 crore for new railway lines and a jaw-dropping 300,000 crore for national highways. It just shows you the sheer magnitude of this connectivity push.
All right, now it's time to zoom in. We've seen the big national picture, but the real heart of our story today is this metro revolution. So let's get into the nitty-gritty financial details of these incredible urban projects.
Here it is, the headline number. For just one fiscal year, 2026-27, the total financial outlay for metro and mass rapid transit projects is almost 31,000 crore rupees. To put that in perspective, that's roughly 3.7 billion US dollars. That is a massive, dedicated commitment to changing how people move in cities.
So where's all that cash actually going? Well, it's not just for buying rails and trains. Of course, a huge chunk is for building new lines. But it also funds these futuristic regional rapid transit systems. And, this part's really important, it invests in brains, not just brawn, in better planning and training for hundreds of officers to make sure these incredibly complex projects actually work.
And get this, it's not just a domestic effort, it's truly a global one. Just look at the major international players here. You've got the Asian Development Bank, the European Investment Bank, all pouring in hundreds, sometimes thousands of crores in loans for projects in huge cities like Bangalore, Mumbai, and Indore.
Okay, this next part is, I think, the most crucial bit. There's a really deliberate shift happening here. It's a move away from just talking about how much money is being spent, the outlay, and toward focusing on what's actually being achieved, the outcome.
And you don't have to take my word for it. This quote from the official monitoring framework says it all. The goal is to build accountability right into the system. It's about moving past just announcing big budgets to actually demanding and tracking real-world results.
So let's break that down, because it's a game changer. An output is the thing you build. It's the what. So, kilometers of track laid. Simple. But the outcome, that's the impact it has on people. It's the so what. In this case, that means things like easier commutes and less choked up cities.
And boom, here's the real aha moment. This slide ties it all together beautifully. The output goal for the year is clear. Get 112 kilometers of new metro lines up and running. But the outcome they're measuring is getting 1.2 million additional people to ride the metro every single day. That's the real mission.
And this brings us full circle. All the billions of dollars, all the complex planning, all the years of construction for these massive metro systems, it all comes down to this one simple people-centric goal. Making it faster, easier, and just plain better for millions of people to get around their cities.
All right, let's zoom back out for our conclusion. What does all of this add up to for the future? Well, this huge investment in urban transport is really just one part of an even grander vision of building the fully connected Indian cities of tomorrow.
Think of it like this. The metros are the new arteries, pumping life through the cities. But they're also being plugged into a larger national circulatory system. The plan includes high-speed rail corridors, acting as growth connectors between major city hubs, opening up brand new national waterways, and even boosting coastal shipping. It's a truly integrated national network in the making.
And that leaves us with a final, big question to think about. We've seen the strategy, the money, and the goals. But as these new steel arteries spread across the country, how will they fundamentally reshape the way we all live, the way we work, and the very fabric of India's cities for generations to come?